So like most days, I was going through my normal business, such as watching paint dry and licking my toenails, not thinking too much about anything. I mean, come on, I can afford to slack for a bit and maybe play some games with friends, you know, the usual. That was until I looked at the date and realized that, oh shit, I have to make a video. So today we are back with everyone's favorite non-Toho bullet hell game, Len'en. Yahoo, Len'en, let's go. So last time I checked out the second game, it proved to be a bit difficult and had to resort to a bit of cheating, if you would, to clear it even with continues. However, what this game had in store surprised me even more, and it even pulled a little special something right at the end that may or may not have proved too difficult for me. Anyway, I'll be keeping the intro short since you all probably know the drill at this point, so here's my first experience playing Len'en 3, Reactivate, Majestical, Imperial. So much like the first two games, Len'en 3 follows the same structure and gameplay as your typical shoot-em-up, with a few gimmicks of its own, of course. The flash bomb feature is still present in this one, and I am still horrible at using them, even though people keep telling me to make better use of those things. So apologies if this makes you all lose your mind down there in the comments. A new gimmick they added into this entry is that you now play as a duo, and you swap between characters by either bombing or taking a hit. And I was actually a bit confused as to which of those two triggered the swap, not realizing that both of them did. I swapped to Kuroji again, though I wonder if I did get hit there, or I don't know what triggers the swap at this point. I don't know if it's the hit or bomb or whatever swaps, but or something else completely. Probably should have done some research on the game mechanics before playing, but oh well. The biggest mechanic they added into this game by far are the ghost items. These are items that you cannot pick up while you're playing the game. Well, at least the character you're using can't. Instead, the character who is currently tagged out picks them up when they fall down there to the bottom of the screen. When you pick up these ghost items, you fill up the spirit jar you see over there in the right hand portion, and when you get it all full, it gives you a brief power up. My biggest complaint with the second game was the difficulty felt sort of cheap and lazy, and I'm happy to say they fixed that for the most part in this one. The difficulty felt a lot more fair and balanced from my experience with this game. I don't know if I was just getting lucky while playing or what, but dodging through the patterns felt very natural to me. Not only during bosses but even during stages, which was by far my biggest gripe with the second game. I've gotten a lot of comments telling me that Len'en stages are pretty much a tale of two worlds. You either know exactly where the enemies spawn in and quickly dispatch of them before they even start shooting you, or you don't kill them fast enough and quickly get overwhelmed by bullets. I could definitely see that being the case, especially for the previous entries, but in this one, even with my screen filled to the brim with junk, it still felt very possible to weave through the projectiles and survive without bombing. Now, I don't want to jinx myself here, but this game's stages, they seem a lot more chill than the previous games. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know how I'm getting out of this alive though. Oh my god. But yeah, this game, like, the stages don't seem nearly as bad as the second game stages. Oh my god, that one had like some crazy flipping stages. I'm not saying the stages are amazing, of course, or anything of the sort like that. They're still very standard, but a very big improvement nonetheless, so good job Len'en, you win this time. Now, the bosses are honestly nothing too special for the most part. I wouldn't say I hated any of them, but I wouldn't say I necessarily loved any of them either. Some of them still suffer from the typical inconsistent spell card difficulty. Some of the spells are just piss easy to dodge, pretty much zero effort required. On the other hand, while some spells are very easy, some are, you know, Overall though, individual spell cards aside, as a whole the bosses are pretty consistent in difficulty throughout the game. In fact, I'd say this game has the easiest bosses throughout the entire series so far, as I was able to breeze through stages 1 to 5 with almost no sweat. In terms of originality, I don't think the bosses do anything to stick out if I'm being completely honest. I mean, yeah, they have their unique attacks and stuff like this wonky looking bone thing, but again, none of them hit as hard as the first game's bosses. Actually, I don't know if I'm just tripping and this is a stretch, but some of the spell cards of this game are very reminiscent of a specific underground nuclear hell themed game I played a while back. Okay. Seems oddly familiar. Oh shit. Well, to be fair, it's not only limited to subterranean animism spell cards. Some of them seem to take inspiration from other games as well, such as the main character Yabusami's attacks being very similar to Reimu's attacks from Imperishable Knight, who was also the main character of that game. Not to mention, Imperishable Knight also featured the duo system with some items only being picked up by your partner. Are you guys seeing the parallels here? Now, I'm not saying that taking inspiration is bad. After all, it's no secret that this game is heavily inspired by Toho, but I really wish the bosses did a bit more to stick out instead of throwing me stuff I've already seen before. We're fighting them. Just like Imperishable Knight. Oh, what are those? Okay, they'll shoot. Oh, it's like Reimu. When she like teleports her stuff around. Okay. One big criticism I could give about this though is that perhaps the difficulty was a bit too consistent, which ended up making it more inconsistent. Because oh my god, this game has one of the biggest difficulty spikes I have ever seen. So I mentioned just a few minutes ago that I breezed through stages 1 to 5, and that's no joke. I pretty much almost 1cc'd the game and only died towards the end of stage 5's boss. The game was very easy if I'm being dead honest, and stage 5 wasn't that much harder than stage 1. It felt like the difficulty never really went up throughout the entire game since I was having pretty much no trouble clearing the stages, even neck deep into stage 4, which is usually when the game starts getting a bit unmanageable for me. For some reason though, they decided stage 6 wouldn't follow that trend and be as difficult as any other stage 6, if not harder. To preface things, I already had a very bad feeling right from the start of stage 6, just because of the way it opened. Usually you get a couple of weak enemies who barf bullets at you and it's just business as usual. Not this time, because I instead got this. Last stage, I believe. Yep, alright, let's not mess this up. I don't know if I have the time to replay this game. Ooh. Thank you, I guess. Now, we all know when a game gives you free resources, it means it wants you to fucking use it, which in turn means you are getting mauled within the next few minutes. And mauled I did get because this is what happened immediately after. Am I just straight on the boss? That's kind of scary, oh no. Kinda got me scared for this boss and there's no stage at all. The stage was free bombs and power. That has me, oh. Oh no. Oh no. It's Loki. This last boss, Shion, seems to be another Imperishable Knight inspired boss, and I'm sure you all know I'm referring to Kaguya with that statement. Shion follows very similar mechanics to Kaguya's final spell card, if you can even call it that, where instead of taking lives, it takes up a different resource you've been collecting. You remember the Spirit Jar I mentioned towards the start of this video? Well, this boss sucks all that candy you've been collecting throughout the game, and once you're dry, the boss automatically dies and you just win. You win the game. Except I used to continue in stage 5 and I didn't get the good ending because I'm stupid, cry about it. Funnily enough, I actually thought you get the bad ending if you don't beat all the boss's spell cards, and I only realized after recording that I only got the bad ending because I used to continue. God, I am dumb. I was actually planning to go on a little rant on this video about why this boss is stupidly hard and that it's kind of bullshit that you get locked out of continues if you fail, but you actually just win the game the moment you set foot in stage 6. So yes, this game does technically end at stage 5 with the last boss being a sort of bonus. And no, I'm not bending the rules like I usually do, you actually do unlock extra even if you die to this boss. So the game is just actually very easy, and you all deserve to laugh at me for not being able to 1cc it. But good thing past me has an excuse, so I'll just let him take the mic for this one. Oh god, something tells me I'm close to dying though. Oh, it's some... What? Is that just bad ending because I didn't kill the boss? Oh, I can't... Yep, bad end. Oh man. I don't even get to fucking continue. Yikers. Is there a way to just try the boss? Oh yeah, you can. Alright. Let's try beating the boss. I wanna go through all the attacks. I wanna see what the entire boss fight looks like. You guys are used to me getting bad ends anyway, so let's just see what this boss is about. This is like actually like the biggest difficulty spike like ever, and I don't even know like that any like shoot 'em up I've played, like I guess, which is just Toho and Len'en, but Jesus Christ, this difficulty spike. It's a bit much. I don't know, the rest of the game was super easy and then there's just this at the end. Dear God, look at this. Oh God, this is super hard to do. It's super hard to do. Oh God. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that if I do it right now. I would, but I'm really running low on time to make this video. So in order for this video to come out, I have to like just call it there. Oh my God. That was interesting though. I might go back to this game. I probably will try and beat this game on my own. So now let's talk about Shion themselves. They're pretty hard. I actually went back into them on the practice mode after dying to them. I just loaded stage 6 and did the boss. This boss in my opinion is the only notable boss in the game, and mostly because of their unique mechanics and very big difficulty spike. Visually they're pretty unique as well. I like the color palette being used here and I think it stands out. Their theme as well is pretty good actually, and I think this game overall has really fantastic music, so another plus for Len'en here. There are a lot of very difficult spells they throw at you, like this rotating Oku spell with knives that I just had no idea how to do effectively. Looking back, I think you're meant to stay inside the circles, but all that time fighting Oku taught me not to stay in the big circle that shoots projectiles, so that's my fault I guess. The boss gives you a bit of downtime with some of the spell cards being more chill, however that's all completely offset by the last one because oh my God, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be another Kaguya inspired spell, but to be honest it reminds me more of Ferran's last spell from Perfect Cherry Blossom's extra stage, which by the way, just putting it out there, no, I have not played that game, or I have not played the extra stage. I've just seen gameplay of the stage, that's all. Overall though, I think Shion is pretty fun and memorable in their own way, and if there's any portion of this game to remember, it's definitely stage 6. So yeah, Len'en 3, I'd honestly say this game sits in a sort of middle ground between the first and second game. I felt this game wasn't as memorable as the first, but it's a much more fun experience than the second game. The lack in difficulty isn't necessarily a bad thing in my opinion, especially considering I suck at these games, but I do think the curve shouldn't have been as flat as it is because the difficulty spike in the last stage felt like a bit much, even if the last stage is technically just a bonus. I had a fun time in the short while I played this game, and I think it'll be worth spending a bit more of my time on it in the future. I'm very much looking forward to the next game as I've heard many good things about it, but till then, I'm gonna leave it here. Hope you all enjoyed, like, comment, yada yada, you know what to do. See you all next time. Bye bye.